Welcome back to America Under Distress, America Under Siege. This video we're not going to be talking about things that have caused us distress. This is to honor the Medal of Honor recipients. When I talked to the Medal of Honor Society a little while ago actually, they get permission to do stuff like this. They want to be called Medal of Honor recipients, not winners. This one is about Bruce P. Crandall. Actually, it's Bruce Perry Crandall, born February 17, 1933. He is a retired United States officer who received the Medal of Honor for his actions as a pilot during the Battle of Drang on November 14, 1965 in South Vietnam. During the battle, he flew 22 missions in an unarmed helicopter into enemy fire to evacuate more than 70 wounded and bring ammunition and supplies to the United States forces. By the end of the Vietnam War, he had flown more than 900 combat missions. He retired from the Army as Lieutenant Colonel and worked several jobs in different states before settling down with his wife in his home state of Washington. He served from 1953 to 1977, Colonel or Lieutenant Colonel. Operation Power Pack, Vietnam, Battle of Nha Trang. Some of the awards that he won or received, I should say: Medal of Honor, of course, Distinguished Flying Cross 4 times, the Bronze Star, and the Purple Heart. I will be showing you the video from the Medal of Honor book, and I will keep my comments towards the end of it. I'm not going to read the citation on this one, so I'm just going to let him tell his story and to honor his sacrifice to save his fellow soldiers, to bring them home, to get them to safety, and support the United States of America. Thank you.
I was born and raised in a very small town where all the neighbors had the right to discipline you, and no one had locks on their doors. And just before the Second World War, of course my dad went off to serve. My mother became a welder in the shipyard. Those of us that stayed home, even, you had to learn what the Japanese airplanes looked like. Participate in night watches for the aircraft. I graduated in 1951. In 1952, I got a letter in the mail that says, "Greetings, you've been selected by your friends and neighbors," and I was being drafted. I went outside to kick hell out of my 2 friends and to check my neighbors, and none of them had done that. So if they ever do start the drafting, and they got to change that letter. Terrible way to find out I was going in the service.
Washington native Bruce Crandall was drafted into the Army in 1953. He went through officer candidate school in the Corps of Engineers and was commissioned an officer just before his 21st birthday. Crandall signed up for flight school, where he learned to fly fixed-winged aircraft as well as helicopters, serving for over a decade as both an engineer and an aviator. Crandall entered the air assault business. By 1964, he was developing helicopter assault techniques that would soon be used in Vietnam. Crandall arrived in Vietnam in 1965 as the commanding officer of Company A, 229th Assault Helicopter Battalion in the 1st Cavalry Division.
In November, the NVA hit the camp called Blvd. And it was the beginning of an effort to try to cut the country in half. They came out of Cambodia and they did the Special Forces camp in Plano. Then on about the 13th of November, we had lifted that siege, but we wanted to now hit the enemy that was trying to get out of the country, we thought. And General Moore was a lieutenant colonel at the time, had the 1st to 7th Camp, was told by his boss that this place would be a good place to go. They put their hand up on the map, and it was very close to the border of Cambodia, and we would catch the enemy before they could get out of the country. Now these assaults were beautifully planned. It was like the ballet, because everything was timed down to the second. We got airborne, 2 8-ship formations, one's right behind the other. The first thing that has to happen is the artillery hits the target. And they go for 12 minutes or whatever. When the artillery lifts, they say splash. That means that the last round is in the landing zone. And that's going to be quite small. On the 4th lift in, my second 8 aircraft started receiving fire pretty heavy. So up to there, we were not receiving. And one of my aircraft in the last flight got hit bad enough, so it had to be grounded when we got back to the plane. Well, we refueled and then came back, and I'm leading that first 8 aircraft. As I'm coming in, we catch all sorts of hell. As I'm flaring, there's enemy shooting at us just outside of our rotors. They're in the wood line and the trees, and they're hitting people before they can get off the aircraft. And they shot my crew chief through the throat. One of my lieutenants got hit in the back of the head. And generally speaking, it couldn't have been worse. We pulled out of there and closed the landing zone. Well, somebody closed the landing zone. I wouldn't have let my next 8 aircraft come in under any circumstance at that time. 4 out of my 8 aircraft had to be grounded back in Plain View.
The right care at the right times, plus 20% off your treatment plan. Welcome back, your
I realized that there was a real problem in here, and we weren't going to carry troops in any further, but I better take a look at what's going on personally. And I asked for another aircraft to go with me once we got on the ground, and I knew we'd go back with ammo, and with that amount of firefighting going on, they would be running short because I knew what they carried in. We averaged 2 miles a minute, and so it's 7 minutes to go, and to come back is another 7, and that's too long between. And so I decided to go to the fire base, which was Falcon, which was only 5 miles away. I had the ammunition moved. The Chinooks brought it to the fire base Falcon, and I would do the medevac to there. We go back, and I get out close to the area, and I call the commander Moore on the radio. I said, I'm out there, and I said, I've got ammo. He said he needed the ammo. I said, okay, we'll bring it in. He says, we'll cover you as much as possible. So we did come in, and as we're making the approach in, we get heavy fire. Well, this before that, when I came out, I had 3 dead, 3 wounded on my aircraft. So this time, we don't have any people, but I start carrying wounded out. And on the next lift in, I'd gone to Falcon, and I found 2 medevac aircraft were there. And I knew that those are the guys that should be carrying out the wounded, because my crew chiefs and gunners knew first aid. They're not medics. Because they were loading the boxes of ammo on for the next lift. I went over to 2 medic aircraft, said, follow me, and I had my, of course, field grade, and they paid attention. And we took off. I told them, you land exactly where I did. You come in exactly the way I did. So we went in, unloaded the ammo, and got the hell out of there. And in comes the medevac. Well, they first off, they came in too high. And then the first one got on the ground, and the second one started receiving fire. And he screams and hit, the most he got out was 2 people, and they're gone. And they don't go anymore the rest of the day. And then we came back around and started the medevac.
Despite the unremitting enemy fire, Crandall continued to fly resupply and evacuation missions in and out of the landing zone until long after sundown. By the time he'd completed his 22nd flight, he and his wingmen had evacuated more than 70 wounded and helped to ensure the survival of the entire battalion.
The Medal of Honor is beyond description for our military. And it was a fantastic experience. The president is so down to earth. I wore my hat during the ceremony because I thought it was the thing to do. And one of the generals in the office there said, "You got the man to do it." And I said, "General, I'd have to be. I'm going to wear it. But you got to remember where this president comes from. And he wears Stetsons. I think he'll love it. And the first cab is at Fort Hood, and the president knows that. So he's going to like that." And he did. He made a comment about it. I've talked to a lot of young people. When I'm talking to them about heroism and about the medal and about service in the country, I try to bring it down to their level so they understand that even if they're not going into the military, they still have some responsibility for service, responsibility for the country, responsibility to be good citizens, responsibility to help where there's help needed. And I think that the military brotherhood and looking out for each other is shared in the civilian sector. A fireman who sees another fireman going into a building will go with it, whether they're in the same department or not. And they'll help each other, and the police will do the same thing. So there's a lot of that kind of thing. There's a relationship that you just can't explain. But everybody who's ever been in that situation knows what it is.
Welcome back. He says it all. And I really like what he said towards the end of it. Basically, even though you're not going in the military, you still have a duty and a responsibility for your country, for service, to be a good citizen, to help out when it's needed, when you can. That's a very powerful thing to say to the youth of today. That's very important. You don't have to go in the military. It's not for everyone. It really isn't. But you should serve your country, in whatever you believe in. So I let him say what he had to say, which is his story from the Medal of Honor book. Thank you for your service, sir. Well-deserved Medal of Honor. And again, just go to the descriptions and support the things that this channel supports, which is the Scholarships Fund for North Canton Hoover High School and the Gaige Robbins Citizenship Scholarship Fund. And Gaige was a citizen, a perfect citizen, and so is Bill Moore. We're at the high school. Support the Wounded Warrior, which is behind us, and the other things that are in the description. But check them out. Thank you for your service, and see you next time. Probably Navy recipient next time, because I'm trying to do, I did the Army first, then I did a Marine, now I did the Army again, now I need to do an Air Force, and the Navy next, to be fair. There is nobody from the Space Marines, things like that, that branch of service, which is brand new. Bye.